Australian captain Steve Smith has been banned for one match and fined his entire match fee. Smith says the team's leadership group had a plan which was carried out by Cameron Bancroft to tamper with the ball and get an advantage. Well, someone who's very close to the story and probably the country's top cricket writer, Telford Vice from Cricinfo, joins us now via Skype. Telford, good afternoon to you and thank you so much for joining us. First up, with all the technology that is available around cricket grounds with multiple cameras, does it not baffle one that teams still think they can get away with it?
Absolutely it does, Jeremy, and the problem is that all that technology is part of today's world, but cricket itself and the game and the players are actually not part of today's world. They live in some, shoebox somewhere where things like cameras, they just haven't thought about them. So the game, the modern game and its players are on two different planets.
And do you think there was a genuine sense within the Australian cricket squad that they would get away with it? Because the captain, Steve Smith, saying that there was a plan to actually tamper with the ball to get an advantage. Obviously, this had been discussed and well thought out. Absolutely.
The word premeditated, I read somewhere. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, this doesn't happen by accident. It actually does happen by accident when a ball hits a concrete slab and gets changed, but that's by accident. When you plan to do this, you don't walk onto the field with a piece of sticking tape covered in sand by accident and then shove it down the front of your trousers. You've done the wrong thing.
How much advantage at that stage of the innings might Australia have gained, or were they gaining as a result of this?
That's difficult to measure because you don't know if the ball had not been tampered with, how much it would have swung or reverse swung or not. But I happen to have a cricket ball with me, as you can see. And there's the shiny side, okay, and that you're not doing anything with. But there, I don't know if you can pick it up, is the rough side.
No, we got it, yep.
And then the ball will catch the air that way and swing that way through the air. And this will happen naturally if the ball gets older, as the ball gets older. But for instance, it's a very simple thing to do in some ways. There, by running my finger along the quarter seam like that, my fingernail through that quarter seam, I have officially tampered with a cricket ball. But I'm not going to be in the kind of trouble that Cameron Bancroft and Steve Smith are in because, that doesn't matter. There's one camera on me right now and I'm not trying to play a cricket match.
How prevalent do you think it is in the first-class game?
Oh, it's prevalent at all levels of cricket. One of the very first stories I covered as a young cricket reporter in 1991 involved ball tampering, doing exactly what I've just done, running your finger through the quarter seam, at a club game. And I spent weeks writing about this for the Daily Dispatch in East London. So it goes up through the ranks. It's a very, very, very common practice. South Africa have been done for it 3 times since 2013. That's let's not get all sanctimonious about this.
So would it not just be easier to legalize it then?
Yes, absolutely it would. I mean, I remember when jumping was illegal in the line-out in rugby. And these days we have actually little taped handles onto the lock forward's thighs to help, to help people pull them out there because now it's legal. Yeah. It would absolutely be the thing to do. But again, that's another part of cricket land which isn't on the same planet as, the modern world. So that's not going to happen in a long time.
All right, let's talk quickly about sanction, Telford Vice, if we can. So Steve Smith banned for one match, fined his entire match fee. I'm assuming he'll get over that and he can afford it. But a lot of people are making the comparison between that sanction and what happened to Kagiso Rabada. You'll tell us that these are entirely different cases.
They are. In the first place, Kagiso Rabada made physical contact with another player, and not in a nice way. If that was a civilian court that he was tried in, he would be up on a charge of assault. And that's simply, you can't compare them on those levels. The other thing is that what Kagiso Rabada did, or what his punishment, was in fact an accumulation of points. He got 3 points for that. That pushed him over the edge, because he already had 5 points. 8 points gets you a ban. That's how it works. With Steve Smith, he had no points. He now has 3.
So just finally, there's a lot of hand-wringing over this globally, and I would imagine within the Australian cricket establishment as well. I'm assuming, though, like all of these things, it will pass over, and it's unlikely that Steve Smith is going to be removed from the permanent firmaments of Australian cricket, or is he likely to?
He's very likely to be removed. I think maybe as South Africans, we don't quite get Australia in a lot of ways, but cricket is Australia to Australians. To almost all Australians, cricket is Australia. It's what defines them, whether they like it or not. Even those who don't like cricket, they understand that. Maybe because Australia is so far away from everything else, but cricket is what matters there. That's their face that they present to the world, and that face at the moment is very dirty. I'd be amazed if Steve Smith survives this, or the coach Darren Lehmann, or in fact the vice captain David Warner, or anyone else connected. It's a very, very big deal.
All right, probably South Africa's top cricket writer, Telford Vice from Cricinfo. Telford, thank you.